Hey guys, it's Kate and Emma from Fitness, Family, and Food. And today Emma and I are doing a little project together, and we thought we would share with you. So my question to you is, do you have too many of these right now in your house too?
I can open it.
It's after Easter, and if you're anything like us, you have a lot of Easter eggs left over, especially because we let everybody do their own dozen, right? So today what we're going to do is we're going to take these dyed Easter eggs and we're going to turn them into pickled eggs. There's your favorite. Yes, we did something new this year. We did with rubber bands.
Oh, that's a good one too.
I'll show you.
This one,
which came out pretty cool.
pretty.
So we used, we didn't use the box. We used gel, dye, Wilton gel food coloring, and it made it very vibrant. And then we also double and triple colored using different rubber bands to make different designs. So pretty cool. But now Easter is over and we are still eating them, and we thought it's time to do something new with them, right, Em?
Uh-huh.
All right, so let's put those down and let's get started. It's really pretty easy. You're going to be using some apple cider vinegar. I recommend Bragg's. Raw, unfiltered. It's organic. It's great. You're going to need a mason jar or some sort of jar that you can keep it in. I use Swerve. I really like it. It's not sugar. It's a sugar replacement, and it really you use it 1-to-1. It tastes the same, and it's very good. You're gonna need some whole beets. I have a couple cans here, and you're going to need some eggs. Now I've already peeled mine, so I have them ready to go, and I'll show you how easy it is. All right, Em, so can you hold? So what we want to do first is we want to get our beets out. And we are going to use some of the juice that we have in here. And we're going to save it. Now I like to measure just so that I have what I need. You can see one of these small cans is about 3/4 of a cup. And you need a full cup. So I like to slice them, not into really thin, just chunks, just to give a little bit extra flavor. You can actually put the beets in the jar whole. I like to slice them just so that we can put them around the eggs, sort of mix them in, and not have the whole all of them round. Sort of makes it easy to fit them in the jar. So that's all you're doing with that. Let me open another can. They are messy. You're going to probably get it on your counter, and that's all right. All right, so now we have a good cup there. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it into our pan. So we need a cup of the beets juice. You can stay over there. I'm going to go around you. We need a full cup of just regular water. And then we need a cup of the vinegar, and you want to shake it up because you don't want any of that good stuff on the bottom left there. I hope I have a full cup left. We'll see. It's going to be close. Almost. I have 3/4 of a cup. So I'm going to have to just use regular to get it to a cup because I'm out. You can use regular, but why would you use regular when this has so much to it? That's just so much more. But if that's all you have, that's all you have. And we're going to put that in. I'm going to turn on the burner and I'm going to bring it to a boil. And I need to add my swerve. Now, as you can see in the bag?
Yeah.
As you can see, it looks just like sugar. It's really very good tasting. It's 1-to-1 serving, so whatever your recipe calls for, you just use the same amount. And it works for cooking, it works for baking, and it's really, really good. It doesn't have the problems with other artificial sweeteners that you might get the digestive issues. I like it. All right, so this is a 1/4 cup, and this is a 1/4 cup. So I'm going to do a 1/2 cup. Now some people like theirs really sweet, and they actually use a whole cup of sugar in theirs. I only do a 1/2 cup. I think that is plenty sweet. I like mine a little tangy, and I think that a 1/2 cup is plenty. And I'm just mixing it with the whisk, and I'm going to get that to dissolve. I'm going to turn it up to high, and in the meantime, while that's starting to cook a little bit, I'm going to take my mason jar. Now, I already peeled the eggs. You can see there's a little bit of Easter egg dye on there, but that's okay. And I'm going to put them down in my jar, sort of get them all around. I'm going to add a couple beets, let them fill in the holes. I'm going to stop and stir a little bit. Just to keep that mixed. Add another 2 eggs. And I'm going to throw in some more beets. There you go. So I'm just layering it. I probably am going to actually add, let's see if I can add another egg. That's what I let the dog eat 2 eggs because she loves eggs. And as I was peeling them, she of course had to have some. Spoiled little puppy. Usually I give her raw eggs straight from the chickens, but she had to have some Easter eggs too. All right, this one has a lot of dye on, but that's okay. It's good. Put that in, and then I'm going to cut up 1 more beet and fill that all in. And then we're going to add the liquid. We're going to seal it. We're not going to eat it for 24 hours, even though it'll be tempting. And then we will be good to go. And it sounds like our mixture is starting to heat. I see, you can start to see how it's starting to get hot. You'll see that. That's normal. That's okay. And what you're going to do is just let it go. Let's see, it's a watched pot. Do watched pots, they never boil. Isn't that the saying? So we're going to, hopefully, it's going to come to a boil here for a second. And you don't need to really cook it long. You really just want to make sure that everything is completely mixed together. You don't want your sugar sitting on the bottom. You want to make a really nice mixture. And I'm going to pour it in the glass and put the lid on it. I'm not canning these. This is just, I'm going to eat these in 24 hours. We're going to start eating them. But you can can them. So like if you wanted to take all of your eggs and, do this and then can them, I would suggest doing it in the Instapot. That's the easiest way. If you want to can on the stove, you can go for that. But that takes a little bit more effort. But really, you can do this very simply in not that much time. Every week, you don't have to buy the ones from the store. You don't have to buy the ones from the store that have all those extra preservatives and chemicals and tons of sugar in. This is something that you can do very easily here at home. If you do have an Instapot, I recommend that you use that to make the hard-boiled eggs, because as you can see, it comes right off. It's not, these were fresh eggs that I went out and bought for Easter because we didn't have enough from the chickens to have everybody have a dozen. And we just put them right in the Instapot. 6 minutes later, they were done, and they peel very, very easily. And you can do this every week. All right, we're starting to see the bubbles on the top. And we're going to boil and pour it in. And that is how you make pickled eggs. Let's see. There it is. So we have a nice rolling boil, and it's going to start to bubble up, and that's okay. And that's what I wanted. I'm going to turn it off. Don't let it boil over onto your stove. Mitzi Marie. Mitzi. Mitzi likes to bark in every single one of my lives. Have you noticed that? Every single one of my lives, that dog barks. She can be sound asleep. I turn that camera on, and all of a sudden, she is barking. Now, I'm not the neatest, and you could get a funnel and all of that. I just put it in a bowl, so that way if I spill, it doesn't go all over my counter. And let's see if I can do this without spilling. And there we go. And there we go. Now I'm going to take the rest of this and do another quart. You will get 2 quarts out of this recipe, but I wanted just to show you from start to finish. And put the lid on. We're going to put it in the fridge, and in 24 hours we will have pickled eggs. Have a great afternoon, everybody.